Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Windback, and on today's episode of Heroes of the Storm, we're going to be playing Dehaka in our A through Z playthrough. The dinosaur robot machine master himself. It's a really fun character and a really good character as long as good things are happening. So, it's a YouTube video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe your heart out. And the team comps today on Volskaya Foundry are going to be Phoenix, Dehaka, Sylvanas, Illidan, and Karazim versus Brightwing, Tracer, Maiev, Deathwing, and Imperius. Now, the teams are kind of, I would say, lopsided. It looks like we're going to be in the tank slot for this team, and that kind of sucks because a lot of what we want to do as Dehaka is side soaking, wave clearing, being a macro dino instead of a team fighting one. Not super sure what that Maiev jump was, teleporting in, just getting tongued directly in the beehole, and first blood easy. And then my Monk and Phoenix are just going to join her, so that's cool. Looks like Phoenix got out. Illidan finally deciding he wants to play the game, and okay, there it is. Trading 2 for 1 right out of the gate. 2 for 2, nice and even. Still, we are down in XP, even though doesn't mean a whole lot at level 1. So if you are not familiar with Dehaka, we'll talk about the abilities in a second, but I'm actually playing full W build with this particular match, and that is going to be Enduring Swarm, followed by the One Who Collects, and then Symbiosis with an Isolation at 13, Isolation at 10. 13 is going to be Primal Swarm, 16 will be tough one. Probably Elongated Tongue still. And then 20 will end up being Contagion. 16, I think, you know what? Pack Leader may have been better off. May have been better off this game. Especially with the, yeah. Now that I think about it. But anyway, more on to the abilities for Dehaka themselves. So we've got our Yoshi Tongue here, our drag. It is just going to stick Dehaka's tongue directly out. It is going to latch on to something, and if it hits a movable object, you're going to be able to move that object while they are stunned backwards or forwards or any which way with Dehaka that you want to drag them. Really insanely strong ability, and it is the most important ability in Dehaka's entire kit. 1.75 second stun. You can reposition the person that you stun with the ability. That's crazy good, assuming that your team is still hitting the person that is tongued, because sometimes it gets difficult to see when Dehaka lands those kind of point-blank melee stuns. It's really, it'll get lost in there sometimes. Your W, the whole point of this build though, Dark Swarm, we're going to deal 61 damage every 0.5 seconds for 3.5 seconds. And then while this is active, we can walk through units. So you can also cast this ability during your Q and your E. And that means that Dehaka can get some decent damage off of his W while landing Qs or while saving himself with his E, which takes us there to our Burrow. You just saw me dodge the Maiev grapple with it. Burrow is just going to drop us into the ground for 2 whole seconds, making us completely invincible and untouchable. So we're completely stationary while that is going on, and this is on a 20-second cooldown, so you do have to kind of be aware of what you're doing. Looks like Deathwing tried to bite into me, trade me out, but I was dug into the ground in my little hidey hole, and my dino skills are just unmatched. Now, the final ability in the basic ability kit for Dehaka is going to be your trait. It's called Essence Collection. Dehaka is going to heal for 37 health per essence stored over 5 seconds. Now, you can continue to cast this wherever, but it is all based on the amount of essence that you have stocked up. You can go up to 50, I believe, unless you take tissue regen, in which point you can get 60. But with the 50, if you hit that, you're basically getting, I think it's right around 50% of your health back in that over 5 seconds worth of healing. It is a disgusting amount of healing that Dehaka gets back, and the way that you store this up is by killing minions. I'm pretty sure you can get essence from killing heroes as well. Maximum of 50 essence. Yes, 10 essence from takedowns, 2 essence from nearby minions dying for a total of 50. And then when you're burrowed, being able to use that, I can't believe he got away. When you're burrowed and you use that heal, you will heal up rather quickly, and since it's a 2-second completely invincible stationary dodge, that's a lot of health for Dehaka. So your D is your main form of tankiness, but coupled with your E, is the monk gonna die? Monk is dead. Getting shot in the back by the Tracer. Looks like Illidan's dead as well, because he doesn't have his monk buddy to keep him alive, and now we have to back away, because the enemy team has a lot more focus than we do, apparently. That's a little bit unfortunate. Nothing we can do there. Still need to get... Ooh, she dodged it that time. She used her little hop. I don't like the fact that she's going places, and neither does Sylvanas. Thank you, Sylvanas. Unfortunately, Phoenix is going to get blasted by Imperius on the backside, just trying to dodge the spear. He ended up getting distracted and going for the Sylvanas anyway, so now I have to go back in, and I feel bad that she died for me. Damn it. Just gonna give him a little... Oh no, I didn't get the tongue because I got hit by the Q that I was trying so fucking hard to dodge earlier. Great. That's 4 people dead. The enemy team gets the 10 first. We are now 2 levels down because we decided to feed ultra hard on the first objective. Good stuff. Good stuff. I do fall into that category as well, so it's just as much on me as it is everybody else. But our heroic ability with Dehaka is going to be the isolation. We're going to launch a biomass. Basically, we're going to shoot the tip of our tail off. It's going to deal damage and silence a character while slowing them by 30%. While they are hit with the isolation, their vision is completely blacked out. Think Mal'Ganis, blind as a bat. You can't see anything while you have the isolation on your face. And in that time, for the 3 seconds anyway, they're going to be silenced and slowed. For the 6 seconds that the isolation is on them, they can't see anything around them. So the first 3 seconds are really horrible. The second 3 seconds are still pretty horrible. And your team should be able to kill whoever you hit with the isolation. Now, the problem when playing this character is that a lot of his abilities have a really, really significant wind-up. Tracer getting blasted with that isolation hat and going down really hard. Love to see it. The, damn. Nice. Phoenix with the fade-away phase bomb, making sure Maiev doesn't have anywhere to go. But the wind-ups on Dehaka are all really significant. So your tongue drag with your Q is... You're going to have to lead it like 100 years in the future to land them correctly, unless you're like point-blank melee range and you can just rip it. I would definitely suggest taking this off of quick cast on release, or if you're playing like normal cast, don't. You need this ability on quick cast in order to hit it as fast as possible and hit it correctly. Luckily your W is instant and your E is instant as well, but your isolation, your R, does also have a wind-up animation, and it doesn't mention that in the tooltip anywhere, which fucking sucks, but there is anywhere from a 0.25, I'm pretty sure like a 0.25 second wind-up delay on launching the ability at a single target, which is all that it hits, which is... It's the whole reason I didn't like Dehaka when I started playing him, and it can be a really, really big... what's the word? Deterrent when you're picking up the character. So if you're trying Dehaka for the first time and you're like, oh my god, these abilities suck, don't spend too much time worrying about that, because even though they do make Dehaka a very strong character, they're not the most important part of his kit. His global presence, his mount, is. So, Brushstalker is going to let us basically teleport to any bush on the entire map, and we're going to pop up. We're going to be able to flank a lot of big team fights, a lot of big objectives, and potentially save people when they are running for their lives in maybe a 2 versus 1 or a losing 1 versus 1. You can pop up to save the day with your dino feet at any moment. The tragic part of it is that it is a 75-second cooldown, but on top of that, you're also going to be moving 20% faster while near bushes and for 2 seconds after. Brightwing is still here somewhere. Oh my god, my team didn't feel like chasing the Brightwing, but I've got so much ridiculous health, it's fine. And we're going to drag Tracer just backwards to keep ourselves extra safe. Please don't die. You have a turret. Okay. Please? No. Back up. Go away. You have the fountain, but you need to let the fountain heal you a bit, and now this is going to happen. So there's your turret. Karazim did not pick up the turret. X420 Snipes X did not feel the need to pick up the shooty turret. But we got the Maiev kill, so I guess that's a fair trade. Saved the turret. Enemy team is still a level ahead, basically, so we do need to get as many kills and XP as we can to try to bridge this gap, because this team fight on this objective point is not going to be a fun one for us. I need to put the turret down before I die. Dodging the spear that time, finally, hitting our burrow and our essence, getting the turret out, getting slapped up by the Tracer, though. Hopefully my team can make something happen with this. It's 3 versus 4 right now. Sylvanas is on her way back. Okay, alright. Deathwing diving in. He's used his only ultimate to get out, to get in, and... Okay, you can get him, Sylvanas. He's ready. He's willing. He is just showing you his gigantic dragon balls, and you should have shot them off. Okay, now it's 15 to 16, which is a little bit unfortunate. I have my Brush Stalker ready to go by this point, though, so I can teleport up to this bush here, because it's the only one, sadly. I don't know why Volskaya is so... Ooh, we did get the Maiev kill, but the Illidan's going down as well. There are maps that have problems with bush spacing, Volskaya being one of the bigger bush problems. This is me going to soak, oh my god, thinking that there is bushes up at the very top of the point for me to teleport to, and misremembering, because there isn't. It's fucking awful. I don't know why it's that way. There are other maps, there are ARAM maps that have no bushes at all, and you still get Dehaka as an option. I think it's the Volskaya ARAM map that doesn't have any fucking bushes at all. And that seems like a massive oversight by the dev team for a character like this. So, it's, I don't know, it seems kind of a bit stupid. Anyway, since it's a Dehaka video, let's get back to that. I'll stop ranting. I've been doing too much of that lately anyway. But Imperius is down in the bottom lane trying to do damage to a fort. Not super sure why. I guess they thought that we were going to just leave the objective. That tongue is going to get cleansed by the Brightwing, but Deathwing is still going to die. We're going to hold down the point here. I am on the point letting my team know with my pings. Hopefully they do indeed back up. Look at that. I have got to teleport to this bush because, again, all the bushes in this map are very far away from points that actually need to be teleported to, except for the middle point. The middle point is covered in fence, bushes, whatever. I don't need to be up there right now because it is currently a 4 versus 3, and if my team loses anyone dies, then that is their fault, because those numbers are way too good for us to be feeding the enemy team like that. Perfect. Just perfect. We still have to soak the XP deficit because we're still basically down about 60% of a level, which is ridiculous, and now the enemy team is feeding us some kills as well. We're trading some kills as well. Tracer just going to get slapped on her exit because, my god, having a dinosaur come out of the bush to take your time-traveling ass back to the Jurassic period is just absolute perfection. Now, Sylvanas doesn't want to be the one in the robot because she's got her trait up if she is using it on the building. That would be great, but when you're in the gunner seat, you want to make best use of the machine gun ability on buildings, because it is kind of shitty on heroes because the indicator is like wonky as fuck. It doesn't really aim where it's going at, and it's slow. It's got a drag to it. I don't know why, but hit buildings with the machine gun, use the other abilities to hit heroes. It's just, the Volskaya fucking robot sucks balls. I could have dodged that. I'm not obviously playing at tip-top condition this match, so I'm a little bit upset that I didn't get out of the way of that. Still going forward, can we kill the Deathwing, who is currently in melee form? He is going to use his Cataclysm to get out. I'm not going to be able to chase him any further into the base than this. Illidan can, for sure, but now he's taking a lot of damage from the towers. I don't know why he didn't have his evasion, because that definitely would have saved his life. Anyway, I guess we should talk about some talents, because talents are important for Dehaka, especially when you're building this specific build. The Dark Swarm, the W build, is all about your level 1 talent, your level 7 talent, your level 13 talent, and then the more that I think about it, your level 16 talent with Pack Leader. The reason I took Elongated Tongue is just because sometimes those ranged boogers like to get really far away, or maybe the Brightwing likes to stand really far in the back, so having a longer tongue means longer stuns, means, you know, better distance engage. We're currently 3 versus 4 right now, so going in is probably a bad idea. We're going to dodge that pull. Fuck you, Maev. And she didn't continue walking forward, unfortunately, so no lucky tongue for us. Lucky tongue. There's a joke in there somewhere. I don't know what it is, but it sounds good. Maybe some Chinese food. Maybe that's what... I know I want pizza today. I'm gonna get pizza today. That was my plan. I don't care. Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing. Sorry. Sidetracked. So Enduring Swarm is going to give you 50 spell armor while you have your Dark Swarm up. And in doing this, it is actually going to increase the duration as well. So we go from 3.5 seconds to a full 4, and then we have 50 spell armor while that is going on. The reason that 50 spell armor is so important is because Dehaka has to be in melee range for this ability to go off. Wow, that bomb did absolutely fuck all for damage. I have the healing camp down. We just use it. Can we kill Tracer? She goes down as well. X420 Snipes X is looking a little low, but makes it back into the heal camp. Deathwing is on his way out as well, taking 1 for 3 in the middle. Fantastic. Okay, well, Imperius is going back in. I think he thinks that since I'm low, there's no way for me to get health back, but that is incorrect. Dehaka is one of the most regen motherfuckers in the entire game. I think we should be getting the fort on the bottom side and getting ready for the bottom. That was me hitting Z to mount and not realizing that I clicked on a bush. So I just used a 75-second cooldown because muscle memory on regular mounting heroes fucked me up. The same thing can happen with Brightwing and Falstad. So if you are... The reason I'm pinging so many retreats there is because I need the essence, and these people are robbing me of it right now by killing the minions and not letting me pick it up. Dehaka has to have essence stocked to be tanky, and if you don't let him get a full 50 by clearing minion waves that he's already going for, there are problems with that, meaning that you're going to lose team fights, meaning that the game is going to be harder. So if you've got a Dehaka in your lane, and you are not the Dehaka, let him do the soaking and be a nice teammate. It's information that I don't think everybody knows, especially with as much as like new people are around. Yeah. Just take information like that, remember it, keep it in the back of your mind. I'm going to go deal with Brightwing now, because if Brightwing is top, Illidan's dead. Obviously, that's how that works. If Brightwing is top, then we can try to cancel Brightwing's teleport with our either our Q or our R. So, she's trying to get away from us. I don't have any bush speed now, but we can definitely slap her with our R so she can't jump down there onto whatever target she was going to teleport to. Not like it matters, though. Her team is still killing the ever-loving shit out of mine, so here we are. Anything that I thought was going to go possible, don't you dare ping me, you asshole. I am pushing the Brightwing way. You guys are the ones going in on stupid team fights with a numbers disadvantage and no healer there. So fuck you. I hate you. I'm not even sure who pinged me. that was a rage ping. So I'm gonna ping right back soon. I promise. Anyway, Symbiosis is your 7 talent. It is going to reduce the cooldown of Dark Swarm by 0.4 seconds, which is pretty significant considering that it's a 10-second cooldown, and it is up for 4 seconds. So you're going to reduce it pretty often when you can hit multiple heroes with it, and it is really, really, really good at doing that. The other thing that you may be thinking when you, especially if you've played Dehaka before, there is another talent at level 4 called the Hero Stalker, which is going to give you essence every time that I missed so hard. Damn it. So Hero Stalker is going to give you 1 essence each time an enemy hero is hit by Dark Swarm. So this build specifically, on probably this map specifically, Tracer getting Lucky Tongued again. Licky Tongue is a Pokemon. Lucky Tongue is some sort of... I'm not even going to go down that train of thought anymore. The ability is up very often. You're hitting a lot of people a lot. And the points, a lot of the point fights on this map are so clumped up that it's really easy to proc that over and over and over again. So it may have been a good reason to take Hero Stalker specifically with this build on this map, because we're hitting so many people, but the one who collects for the essence regen on minions is still very, 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 very strong in all situations, whereas Hero Stalker is probably only stronger than that talent in this specific situation. So my bad for not noticing that, but still quite a bit of damage. Not sure why Illidan isn't up on the top keep right now, killing that with his evasion and all of his damage, but here we are, tonguing the Imperious, getting his shield from him. He is silenced as well, blinded and slowed, but not going to die. The fear is going to hit both our monk and Illidan, and now Deathwing is right in the middle of the backline, doing whatever he's doing. We're missing Maiev with the tongue, unfortunately, while Illidan sits in the crystal, and it's okay. He's just going to dive back in on a Tracer that still has her rewind up, putting himself in certain danger, and I need to get the fuck out. I don't even think we're going to be able to at this point. I have to use my burrow. We just do some damage, continue doing damage. Maybe my DPS can get away. That wasn't... Don't go back in, Sylvanas. Okay, thank you. And she still dies. Great. Illidan diving in on a Tracer with the Hunt ability is probably the stupidest thing that an Illidan can do. And judging by this page, 10 Death Illidan there has no fucking clue what he's doing. So, again, I'm running into a lot of these games where the player is just either stubborn or new or something, and it is causing a huge problem for the rest of the team. Maybe not even the rest of the team, because I think his monk buddy, I don't even know if they're actual friends, but the monk has been going in with him a lot, being the assassin punchy guy that the monk likes to be. It's just, when I see double-digit deaths, there's no way to not be upset about how someone is playing. And if you do not share that point of view, then I have news for you. Your games are always going to end badly. So, anyway, back to brass tacks here. We've got 3 people in the top lane while the enemy team punches down the bottom fort. We can get a really strong flank here if the enemy team continues to stay put, which we are going for. Sylvanas is still coming up the rear. Okay, I'm here, team. Let's go. That's the silence on Imperious, who's all the CC. We're going to try to duck down. Gonna get blasted by the Imperious, but it looks like enough damage is going to happen to the Deathwing that he's going to die as well. Illidan finally finding some purchase on the Brightwing, and Imperious going in thinking he can live forever, cannot. We're gonna lose our monk, but we've gotten both the Deathwing and the Imperious down, and we have so much chase between these 3 heroes, it is ridiculous. So the Tracer does go down to some Sylvanas poison. It looks like you need to go get the building, you need to end this game. The enemy team is still hiding out in the middle of the lane here, getting themselves killed. This is perfect. I used my Dino Death to create such a huge vacuum in abilities from the enemy team that my team can do plenty of damage and clean this shit up. Kudos to Sylvanas and Phoenix for keeping an even head in that team fight and actually going forward when it is time to do so. Now that Illidan's on the core with the other two DPS and that buffed-ass mercenary camp, there's no way that we don't end it right now. So the only other talent that's really worth talking about in this build is Primal Swarm, which is going to reduce the armor of people hit by Dark Swarm by 10. And considering the Dark Swarm is going to be up so often, and we can just stand on top of people so often, that's just 10% extra damage for everybody else on your team for a very consistent amount of time. It's good. Definitely deserves the MVP there. Phoenix, one of a couple players in this game I felt like was really deserving of it. That Brightwing also playing fantastically, teleporting, soaking, doing all sorts of Brightwing things, and the game obviously realizing that only one person on our team really deserved to be up there. So, funny stuff. Okay. I'm looking at the death totals right now, and the only person that died more than our Illidan is Armayev. And she didn't even die more. They died the exact same amount of times because that's how the lore works. I guess fated to begin that way. And here we are. Anyway, back to the talents. To recap, we have got Enduring Swarm at 1, the one who collects at 4. 7 is going to be Symbiosis. Isolation at 10. Primal Swarm at 13, Elongated Tongue at 16, which should be Pack Leader for the armor, which would have really helped me in the end there, popping out of that bush, having that 20 armor probably could have kept me alive. Unfortunate. And then Contagion at 20. The problem with Contagion, I'm going to mention it right now, is because the Isolation will bounce targets, but they have to be very close to the first target. So in that last fight, I hit Imperius with the Isolation, but the Isolation did not bounce to anybody because there was no one else closer to him, which is really disappointing, and just another reason that it is totally worth it to pick other 20 talents as well. Even though Contagion can turn entire team fights on their heads, it is very temperamental, and if you're not perfect at hitting it on clumps of people, you're not going to get much out of it. So, other than the flat 10 ability, which is still really strong, but it's kind of a waste of a 20 talent if you don't hit it just right. The decreased cooldown on your mount at 20 is incredible, and then also the increased attack damage at 20 based on your essence is... No, you collect essence with your attacks. I believe they do extra damage too, though. I could be wrong. I don't think that's perfect for this build, but that is also a good option at 20. Contagion obviously being the strongest, but your W build is basically that. Your 1, your 7, your 13, and your 16 talents. And that is it for Dehaka. We'll be back next week. I don't know who, I don't know why. I have to look at the list because I don't remember everything in alphabetical order. I remember it based on fun, and I forget heroes all the time for that reason. So I'll see you guys there. Peace out. GG's.